Okay, morning everyone. Welcome briefing on Sunday the 19th. Nice sunny day out there. Although a little chilly in the northeasterly breeze, as you can see from this chart here, it's coming down from the North Sea. Position of these fronts, all the predicted data doesn't seem to be matching up with what's happening live via satellite and rainfall radar. You'll see in a minute predicted fronts across the south of England here, across the channel. By midday, 1 o'clock, I think positioning is slightly different on those. The isobar is quite tightly packed across here, so it's fairly breezy across the channel. A little less so across us. Now, the Met Office TAFs, well, if you look at Farnborough, Cav okay, between 8 and 4 o'clock this afternoon, 10 knots. Well, Cav okay, it looks about that out there now, but it's not really what's on the way. Gatwick's changed a little bit. It's now sort of saying tempo between 6 and 21 tonight, 8,000 meters rain, and the wind direction's the same with Heathrow, and they're giving rain. That forecast seems to have stayed the same since last night. So quite contrasting forecast, and I think we'll just sort of take those with a pinch of salt, and we'll actually look in a minute at the actual data and see what we're going to get. Upper winds, I think generally slight northeasterly, 340, 350 over the centre of the country, and 040, 050 over the channel. So we're probably at light northeasterly, 20 knots probably at the most, 30 right down in the channel here. Now, SatPic shows, and you can see this sort of bright white cloud here coming in towards us. There's the gap that we're sat in now. Nice gap for a couple of hours. And then if you look at the rainfall radar, you can see what's coming at us. I'd say we've probably got 2 hours before we start to see the influence of that. There's quite a few thunderstorms in here. So the West Country is going to get a bit of a battering, I think. But we've got a sort of weather window to go flying in this morning. As I say, nowhere else is really picking this up. I mean, hopefully this will just break up a little bit and turn to showers. It won't be constant heavy rain. Temperature-wise, the northeasterly wind, it's going to feel a bit chilly, actually. They're sort of talking about 18s, 19s. The BBC were the same. It's not going to feel like that if you're in the middle of the airfield, stood in a northeasterly wind. Soundings, well, they're sort of a different part of the country, I think. They're showing it blue and soarable to 3,500 feet. Maybe much further north, but I think they haven't really caught up with what's actually going on today. I really do think that these are a bit behind what's going on, and as a consequence, Top Meteo are just showing a nice gap with the rain travelling up through the channel and up into Kent, really. That's 11 o'clock, still showing it nice and pleasant, and not really picking up anything coming in until this afternoon. And the same with the predicted rainfall radar. That's about 11 o'clock local time, and you can see you play it through. They're not showing anything until much later this afternoon, and I think that's the problem with the generated data, that it's just a little bit out of date and it hasn't picked up on the changes that we've seen in the last 4 or 5 hours. So folks, I think we've got a couple of hours window before we start getting showers, and perhaps more consistent rain later on this morning and into the afternoon. So matter of, as soon as this briefing's finished, getting out there and getting the kit out and going flying. In terms of airspace, not really a lot going on. Middle wallop down here, have notified their winch launching. No time for that for the season. 16 and 19 are irrelevant. It's just raising the base of the danger area on the north side of Salisbury Plain up to 3,000 feet. And you can see in our area there's very little going on. It hasn't picked up the fact that there's a Royal flight going out of Farnborough this morning. So between 11:50 and 1300 hours, the piece of Class E airspace, the transponder mandatory zone here to the south of us, that starts just before Alton, that goes from 4.5 to 5.5, actually changes to Class D between those timings, 11:50 to 1300. So it becomes Class D airspace. So we can't go above 4,500 feet in that. And that's really about all that's taken place today. They've NOTAM up here, number 27, the Nationals at Aston Down. Not sure they're going to get anything out of today. Looking at that approaching rain. Okay, so operationally we'll set up on 09. We'll get some winching going and hopefully get people flying before the weather changes too dramatically. And I will see you out there.